If you're new around here, we are Nick and Sarah, a British couple who left the UK many years ago in search of something different. And with our two little dogs, we live, work and travel full time in our 32-year-old camper van.
Over the last few years, we've been exploring Europe, and this winter we're back in the UK to spend time with our family and explore more of our beautiful motherland.
After leaving our base in Andalusia, we had an amazing drive through Spain and France, exploring a little on the way, but just before we got to Calais, the problems began.
We just about made it into the UK, and after visiting several mechanics, the outcome was way worse than what we could have imagined.
We've been stranded on the side of the road for over a week and making hundreds of phone calls to breakers, mechanics and specialists. We finally had a couple of leads. Oh, Charlie's excited. Why are you excited, Charlie? What's happening today? We're going on a road trip today, guys. Not in Vinny though, not in Vinny.
Welcome back to the channel, guys, and yes, after a week of being stuck or stranded in this location here just on the outskirts of Dover, we are finally moving. Someone's coming to pick us up and they are taking us to Bristol. We found a part in Bristol and we are just keeping our fingers crossed that it's the right part.
Yes, we've had a couple of leads. We've had a bit of luck, or wow, with the help of so many of you lovely people.
Where's the luck?
Because there's no luck yet because we haven't found the exact part, but since we last spoke to you, yeah, we've just been on the phone phoning more places, more parts, more leads. We had a number of different leads. A lot of them fell through because it's not the exact part, and so we've ended up with a couple of options. This one we're hoping is going to work out.
Yeah, this one is basically we're going to collect a diff, just the diff, but it looks in really good condition. We're pretty sure it's for the same van as ours and it's the right size and everything else, so that's the first option. Road trip to Bristol to pick it up and then back to Dover.
Oh, there we go.
Our lift has arrived!
Our mate Dave, who's sorting us out today.
Our mate Dave, who is so kindly taking us to Bristol. An absolute legend. Right.
Hey boys, you've met Dave, haven't you? He's been round to the van twice and delivered some treats to you.
Yep, and we're all going, aren't we? We're all going with Dave. Let's go.
You be alright in the car?
Jump in.
Oh.
Dizzee goes straight in and thinking headbutts the water bottle. Let's go then. Boy.
You're done. Blanket for you.
Here we go.
I'm going to interview you.
Comfortable, boys? Little pit stop.
Little pit stop. Yeah, we're just at a service station. Dave, our new friend, has just popped to the loo, so we'll introduce you to him shortly. But yeah, good. Weird to be sat in the back of a car, but the dogs are really comfortable and stuff like that, so it's been all right.
Yeah, it's quite good because the dogs have already met Dave. Really nice bloke, and yeah, he was an absolute legend for offering this lift because a bit of a journey. A lot better in this car though. In Vinny, this would take like 5 hours, maybe 6.
Yeah, so in the car it's only about 3 hours I think in total, so it's been alright.
It's like a little sports car as well.
Well, it feels like it compared to the van.
For us, it feels like a sports car. So we just had our second little pit stop to give the little boys a walk out. They've been very good. They've been, yeah, coping. They're quite comfortable in the back. Lovely blanket, lovely warm car. But yeah, all good. We made good time. Dave, our driver, the legend, that's proper sorted us out. Don't know what we'd do without all the help and of everyone. It's been incredible, overwhelming. But yeah, we made good time, and we're about 27 minutes away from picking up the parts. So yeah, hopefully it's gonna be all right, be the right part, and we'll be back on the road. Continue this adventure, which hasn't started off how we planned really, but you know, these things are sent to try it. There's a yellow house.
Private driveway.
Private driveway.
Oh right, yeah, yeah.
Is this it?
That's the one, yeah.
To a track. All right. Yep. Turn into this track then, please.
There we go.
There we are. All right.
There he is.
There we are. All right. See you in a minute, Gary.
There's Gary.
There's Gary.
So here it is.
So this is your differential. There's a tiny little bit of, you call this backlash. You can feel a little clicking on the gears.
Yeah. What does
If
that
you-
mean?
That's a good condition. So the pinion gear goes through to the crown wheel.
Yeah.
You can feel at this end, a tiny little bit of clicking.
Okay.
And that's the free play, or you need a certain amount of clearance, and then it's really smooth.
Yeah, yeah. So do they need? They'll adjust
So there's a
that
bit.
and know what
No,
to do
no,
type
don't
of
touch
thing?
it. There's a
Right.
bearing there and a bearing there.
Okay.
What I suspect has gone on yours is either the bearing's gone, or one of these bolts broken.
I mean, it sounds very, very noisy, ours, and it's got really, really like worse over the last few
Well,
days. It's
usually
really
a diff would whine. You get a terrible whining sound, but if it's started to clunk,
It could
if
be
one of these
something
bolts
more
is
serious
snapped, they
as
would
well.
snap about there, then they come out and hit this. So I'm hoping this fits yours.
Go on then, Nick.
I can pick it up, I just don't want to get dirty, do I?
It probably weighs about 40
yeah.
kilograms. Is it not too bad?
Probably easier carrying it and going in a car than on the train.
But not fitting it one-handed on your own.
Yeah, go on, you can't lift this one-handed. Give him the kisses, give him the kisses.
Bit weighty.
Charlie, give him the kisses. He's going to get Vinny back on the road.
Now, so they're a bit sort of, yeah, they're bulked out. Go on, good boy.
Hello, little doggy. Right, you can come and meet my pets.
Shh, Dizzee. No. Oh, they're friendly, aren't they?
Oh, you missed me
I
pouring
missed.
it in. Doesn't really work, does it, with the doggies? Come on. Shh, Dizzee.
Go on, chat. Go on, Sarah, go and play with them.
I don't want to get rammed.
Just missed it, but Sarah was very scared.
It's easy
Is
to
he-
round them up. Come on, sheep.
Go on, bark like a dog. Go on, be a sheepdog. You're so good at a sheepdog normally. What are their names, Gary?
Have they got
No names.
No names.
Don't do that, no. Don't.
Numbers?
Yeah, they've got little ear tags.
Suppose they all look the same. It's tricky to come up with a name, isn't it?
A little bit of inbreeding.
Get one for you, Charlie.
Thank you. Here, is they...
No, that's mum's.
That's mum's, oh, okay.
But she's strong.
She looks the strongest, right? She's got this face that's going to be a bit scary.
Oh yeah, they want their food now.
Yeah, have your food.
Charlie.
Liz, don't be scared.
Look how much space is in there for all your adventure gear. So just had a look in these guys' van, another van that's so much better than Vinny. What are you guys on Instagram?
This Wild Adventure.
This Wild Adventure. We'll
Yeah.
put the name up somewhere here, so go and check them out. They've only got Instagram at the moment. Told them YouTube's far too much work. It's not worth the hassle. And yeah, Gary's got Sarah working on the farm. She's fed the sheep and now she's, I think she's just getting our lunch in actually.
And then we've got carrots. What size is this carrot?
Look at the
Loads of
smile on
carrots.
Sarah's face.
I love this sort of thing. It's my dream to have a vegetable garden like this. It's so healthy. Thank you so much. Wow, we're gonna eat well tonight.
Swiss chard.
Fry that up with loads of garlic.
Yeah, gosh, lovely.
Proper. We're going to be back down to treat Gary.
Pick up some of those sprouts.
Yeah, when they're ready. Have to be back down before Christmas. Thank you, Gary, so much for sorting us out. Hopefully it's going to be the right part and we'll be back on the road.
And we're coming back down here to
We're going to come back here to show the turf farm.
and have a go in the tractor.
And have a proper go in the tractor, if we're allowed.
When Vinny's all fixed.
Yeah, definitely.
All right then.
I mow my fields for payment.
Yep, we're mowing the fields.
Get it to
All of
work,
them.
get
I'll
this
tell
one
you
to
what,
work.
If this works, Gary, we'll do blinking whatever you need.
I'll be over the moon if it works.
Yeah.
I'll be so pleased.
Yeah, it'll be amazing.
Yeah.
All right then.
Bye guys,
Bye-bye.
thank
Cheers,
you.
Thank you so much. Okay guys, so the moment of truth. Basically, it's been 2 days of stranded here on the side of the road, but we've just had a call from the mechanic and the gasket has arrived in the post.
We're very worried because there was a postal strike yesterday and we're worried it wasn't going to come today. Today's Friday and it's the weekend and it'll be delayed more and we still don't know if it's going to fit, but the gasket has come.
So we're gonna now drive down, hopefully it makes it to the mechanics with our replacement diff, and then we're just praying that it's all gonna fit and it's
First
all
the
gonna be
gasket has to fit the diff, then the diff has to fit the van. So 2 parts to this.
Right, let's get down there. It's only like 1 mile drive. So
Most of it's downhill, there's one hill, so come on.
come on,
Vinny,
Vinny, come on, let's do this.
Here goes, drive on the left, drive on the left. It's been like 10 days, isn't it?
12, I think.
12. Go.
Well, boys, oh, you haven't got your blinking harness on. Yeah, you guys can probably hear that. Doesn't sound good, but we're rolling pretty much all the way down to the mechanics, so. Oh, I don't like that noise. We're now rolling down to the mechanic. Oh.
Just making that sound all the time now.
Well, we made it down here.
Made it down here in one piece. So we just arrived back at Hollis Motors. Yeah, they're getting it straight on the ramps. Hopefully it's going to fit, guys.
Fingers crossed, paws, little paws crossed, everything crossed now, isn't it? Yes.
Charlie,
Hey.
you're being filmed here, you've got to behave yourself. Putting all this weight on before Christmas, because everyone they meet gives them cheese.
We wait, Charlie.
Good boy.
Greedy little puppies.
Yeah, good boys. Hang
That's
on.
all for now. We have to be
Good
good boys. And we might
boys,
get
good
some more.
boys.
Yeah.
There's a very nervous wait here.
Too nervous.
Too nervous. I can just see them up on the ramp and them all looking underneath. Just makes me very nervous. Hopefully it's not something else. They're going to find something else. We need to get another part. We might have to brave it and go and see
Go and
what's
have a
going
look.
on.
Go on, just be brave. Go and see how they're going.
Something's come off somewhere.
It's not supposed to be there. So it's looking quite promising. The gasket fit, the diff has come out. We've got the nasty bits of broken teeth, parts of the cog or something off. So that's what was making all the nasty noise. The guys here put the diff back in, just connecting the prop shaft. to the diff now, so fingers crossed Vinny's going to be all good. Got a little gift for you. Making some earrings or something.
Oh, yes, definitely.
It's an inside Vinny. Vinny's been putting up with that for don't know how many kilometres.
Well, I think that's when we've heard the really bad noise, when this started breaking up probably.
Is it a fit?
Yeah. So far so good. It's in there.
Oh wow. Pretty good colour match. In a bit of shock, guys, it's not good news. Everything was looking good. They put the diff back in, topped up with oil, everything was looking like it was going to work, and then he was just turning one wheel and the other wheel is not turning at the same time. He thinks that the half shaft is a different diameter, so the half shaft's too narrow for from our van to go into the new diff. So the new diff hole for the bearings, whatever, is too big, so it goes in and it's not engaging anything. So, you know, if we got the half shafts from the other van where we got the diff, that may fit or it may not. It's got to be the exact width. Not the news we wanted to hear, really. It means we're stuck, so we might just have to sleep on the forecourt. We're going to phone Gary, see if he's got any ideas. If not, we might have to get a whole new axle.
So now we're more stuck than before, because now we can't even drive the van anywhere.
Yeah. Here we go, yes, look very peacefully in a new, lovely location.
I had a dream that we're in this paradise location.
Wow, look at this. What have we got here? I mean, I said they were looking after us, but they've just gone the extra mile. So desperately needed some of that.
We do actually need some loo roll.
Shower.
There's our shower.
And it's not even a joke, we do need a shower.
Where's the hot water? I mean...
Lacking some hot water, a bit disappointed in that. So, any prizes for guessing what's happened here? There's the clue right there, and there's the
culprit.
Idiot there.
I've just spilt my whole bucket.
Just kicked the bucket, didn't you?
I just kicked the bucket. I just kicked this bucket, which had like this much water in it. And I don't know, I just kicked it. I kicked it over.
Not your best moment, was it?
And it just went whoosh. So this is all absolutely soaking wet. Went into the power station. Did that. So we're blasting the heater now to try and dry the power station out and dry the van out. Not my best moment at all. In fact, probably one of the worst moments I've had inside the van.
Probably one of the things you can knock over. Not a full drink of water.
It's not as bad as the diff going though, is it? And getting stranded for 2 weeks.
Not what you want, is it? A big rash.
Go look at your back. Oh gosh. Yeah, definitely.
Bolt it up. Let's get these guys on the road.
You know what's going on?
By that face, nothing good.
No, they've taken the crown wheel, they've swapped parts around and they're about to put it back together.
So it could actually work.
They've taken, I'm confused now, but basically what they've done is they've taken the bearings off the new diff. No, sorry, the bearings off our diff, so it will fit. And it was just the pinion wheel. The pinion wheel on Vinny's old diff was knackered. So basically now...
So they've taken all the components out, they can see what's knackered?
Yeah. The pinion wheel has loads of damage to it. And so basically because the prop half shafts weren't fitting in, they're using the part that they fit into. Yeah, basically, I'll explain better another time.
I understand. I don't know if you guys do, but yeah. We've researched a lot about all these little parts. We know about diffs now. Yeah.
So he said in May there may be a slight whining sound. Even Simon was out there getting his hands dirty. No gloves. This man, no gloves.
No, it's down to the boys. The boys will get us back on the road. You'll be off, Charlie. You'll be on your trip, mate. You will. Yes,
I'm still not getting too excited though, after the other day when he was just about to drive off and then the wheels didn't turn, so I'm not going to get too excited, but it's looking quite good.
You're not allowed to get too happy. Remember, when you get too happy, things go wrong.
Yeah, you can't. Just keep the happiness inside, don't. This is a lesson for you guys, don't gamble. Hey guys, so yes, we are still stranded in river. Not a bad location to be stranded in, but we don't want to be stranded anymore. We're getting a bit sick of it, to be honest. You know, now we've got 2 broken diffs rather than 1.
And the van is actually sounding worse than it's ever sounded before.
Yeah. Sounds really bad. Oh, not happy with that, not happy.
So yeah, so we've ended up here, and to be honest, we haven't picked up the camera for like a day and a half or something, because we've just been like really stressed out and thinking, oh, you know, it's such a shame. We spent so much time and energy into going down this avenue, and all week actually, obviously going to Bristol and stuff, and yeah, so for this to happen and be in the worst situation, you know, almost 2 weeks in, not quite, but you know, it's just kind of a bit heartbreaking, isn't it, my love?
Isn't it? Yeah. After all the trouble people went to, but yeah, it's such a shame, because I mean, we got the diff off Gary, didn't fit in obviously, and then we're waiting around till after the weekend to measure the parts to hopefully Gary's half shafts from his van were going to go into the diff from his van.
If that was a thing, and then Gary would have sent them down, posted them down for Bristol, but unfortunately it didn't happen. The guys at the mechanics, they tried to help and they took the diff apart.
They tried to make one good diff from the components of Gary's and our diff.
Yeah.
But unfortunately this is a specialist job. It needs to be done by...
And actually that can't actually be done. They can't mix match. We've spoken to several specialists since.
It's more the centre diff, so where that fits a drive.
Okay.
That can get damaged as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, so now we're basically left with 2 broken diffs and a really broken van. I don't even know why I'm laughing right now.
Because we have a plan B. Of course the exPAWers have a plan B.
Yeah.
We did have lots of plans, lots of, you know, avenues to follow, but we narrowed it down to these 2. One to replace the diff, which unfortunately hasn't worked.
Yeah.
And the other is to replace the whole axle.
So we've made a phone call. We've got a guy coming down in a couple of days who is going to take the challenge of replacing our whole axle.
On the side of the road as well. Old school mechanic.
The reason why we've gone with this guy is because he's actually got the axle and he can come down here and do it here rather than us having to get the van anywhere else, which is obviously impossible. We can't drive it at all, or get the part shipped and find another mechanic to do the job. So this is hopefully
because this is the next best option, because as Sarah said before, we phoned some specialists. They said you can't. They said, you know what we've done to the,
it's probably the damage has already been done.
Damage is already done, so you can't rebuild it. And they said it's impossible to get the part. A guy Ollie at R&R Transmissions, thank you, he was very helpful, as was everyone else. He said that he phoned Ford. They don't make the part anymore. Vinny's too old. They phoned other places, leads, contacts through their business, and they don't have the part.
So getting it reconditioned not only would be really expensive, but it doesn't even look like they can get the right parts. So this is kind of like our last option now. So that's happening in a couple of days.